Okay, so then a unanimous opinion echoing across the internet was that the first trailer for Columbia Pictures' upcoming Ghostbusters was a little underwhelming. Sidestepping completely the appalling BS about an all-woman team of leads damning the franchise to failure, it's hard to argue with other viewers' claims that the trailer relied too heavily on nostalgia-evoking reenactments of the original 1984 movie, gave little indication it was taking the franchise anyplace new, and just failed to sell the movie as funny. But there may have been a few things going on in that trailer that viewers missed, and it's those things I'm going to pin my hopes on as I ask, where are they going with Ghostbusters? The first thing to pick up on is shown right at the trailer's start with the words 30 years ago, 4 scientists saved New York. When I read that, I immediately assumed the movie was a continuation of the series. True, the rest of the trailer, with its obvious recreation of the original's opening library scene, hearse and group coming together sequences, gave the impression of a reboot, but the next couple of images may tell a different story. We see the firehouse from the original movies, the building that was the Ghostbusters HQ, followed by a graffiti version of the Ghostbusters emblem. Is this fan service, or are we being shown that the original Ghostbusters exist in this world too? Is the trailer giving a sense that there might be more of the original movies echoing through the new flick than mere nostalgic overtones? Add to this that many of the original cast are expected to appear, with Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts all included in the cast list for the movie on IMDb. Will these be throwaway cameos or reprisals of their original roles, either in the flesh or as ectoplasmic revisitations? Why so many of them? Okay, so there's a precedent for this sort of thing. I'm thinking of the original 1978 cast cameos in the 2004 reimagining of Dawn of the Dead. But why would IMDb not list the original's cast roles in this film, unless it was to hide a plot point? The next really interesting thing to happen is that we get a glimpse of Slimer, a paranormal entity from the original movie whose popularity was so widespread it became a staple of the spin-off animated series. But this isn't a reboot Slimer. He hasn't been modified or updated, he's the exact same character. And his appearance coincides with the most interesting line in the trailer, the only line that hints that the movie may be going somewhere new. Someone is creating a device that amplifies paranormal activity. Ill will toward the movie after the trailer was so great that I haven't seen or read anything on the net by anyone asking who that someone might be or why they want to amplify paranormal activity. But aside from the naysayers asking, is this movie going to be as bad as it looks, that is the only real question the trailer leaves us with. Who is amplifying paranormal activity? And why? So let's let optimism prevail for a moment and give Ghostbusters a ghost of a chance as I second guess where they could be going with this. Here's a scenario. Sometime between the events of the original movies and the upcoming one, some powerful paranormal entity decided the Ghostbusters were a threat to their plans and manipulated the past to eradicate them completely. So, to all intents and purposes, the Ghostbusters never existed. So maybe Gozer the Gozerian, or maybe someone new, is vying for another attempt at taking over the planet, and their first move was to remove the Ghostbusters by erasing them from history. Remember the shot of the graffiti in the trailer? There's something about that spray-painted logo that, to me anyway, seems to be saying no Ghostbusters more than it was saying no ghosts. And for that to have come straight after the shot of the firehouse, I don't know, it just seems like more than fan service to me. And back to the opening text. The trailer tells us the Ghostbusters saved New York, before going on to behave as if the film was the original film relocated in time and space. Confusing messages, a continuation in the first instance, a remake on the evidence that follows. So maybe in this new movie the Ghostbusters never existed, except they did, they've just been forgotten. Forgotten by all but one solitary half-gone mad figure who remembers the team's former glories. My choice would be Stan's. And this figure has been trying to recreate the events that led to the formation of the original Ghostbusters in order to have a similar team ready to face this new threat. This person, or persons, could literally be looking to make history repeat itself because they know that history is about to repeat itself. They're the one amplifying paranormal activity. The amplification is a rallying call, a way of getting a new team together and ready to face the real threat that's on its way. That would be a twist that could turn into a twist. The new team embark on their adventures assuming the orchestrator of this amplified paranormal activity is itself paranormal, but discover it isn't. It's terrestrial. Then boom, twist 2. It's human. It's the last remaining member of a group of former heroes who somehow managed to escape his own past being erased. They know it all happened, they just can't prove it, not even to themselves. That's the sort of twist and spin this franchise needs, in my overly optimistic opinion. And if Columbia is smart, it'll use something like a history repeating itself plot to playfully self-reference the fact that that's precisely what it's trying to do by relaunching the franchise at all. So what do you think? Am I overcompensating for a poor trailer for a poor movie? Or could there still be a ghost of a chance that Ghostbusters has a few surprises in store? Or perhaps you think it's all just too similar to what Abrams did with his Jedi are just myths take on the Star Wars revival. I guess it would be similar. Still, I ain't afraid of no hope. Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more Where Are They Going With soon.